Hello there, everybody. This is General Snivy, and welcome back to more Let's Play The Last Remnant. Today, we're going to be helping out Lord David because he wants to introduce us to someone or something or whatever. But really, this side quest focuses on Lord David and really his greatest regret. What he regrets most about being the Marquis of Athlum. Because something happened to him before our adventure even began, and this occurred several years ago within the game's timeline. In this side quest, we pretty much have to take out 3 specific rare monsters. Well, more or less it's 1, but really you have to fight 3.
Let's hurry and get an advantage.
That werewolf enemy we encountered alongside these rock shelves? Yeah, that's one of the 3 monsters. You can find it and one other monster, I think it's known as Karma, which is an evil butterfly. You can find them on the field, and if you choose to avoid them now and then just go for the main quest boss, you'll have to fight them alongside the main boss. But if you take them out now, you don't need to worry about that because you just have to fight the main boss itself, which is really nice. So yeah. That's basically this quest in a nutshell. We have 3 different enemy bosses to fight and take out, and that's what we're going to be doing today. And along the way, Lord David is going to tell us why he regrets something, and this something is one that involves him and a woman. And not in the sexual kind of way, but more or less love in a sense, but whatever. Things happen. Terrible things happen, to be exact. For the first monster that we have to face, it is known as the Ulta. Now originally, when I went through this fight, I thought this was just a regular werewolf just wandering around and be like, ooh, I'm a werewolf, I'm gonna ruin your day, yeah. And we can just tear it apart. Well, that's partially the case, but in all actuality, this is one of 3 monsters who we have to face later on, and I'm glad I took it out now as opposed to later. I mean, if you're going for a low battle rank one, If you're going for a low battle rank run, then your best bet is to wait until later and fight all 3 at once. But hey, I'm not the guy who, I don't know, can use something like that. What am I trying to say? I'm not the kind of guy who would go for a low battle rank one. What? Run! Oh my god. Trying to speak a sentence and I cannot speak it without stumbling all over the place.
Say goodnight.
Now, what is there to talk about today? Well, I did talk about in the last video that several new games I'm looking forward to, like Mario Kart 8 and Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS and Wii U. Why don't we talk about Smash Bros. Again for a couple of seconds or so? There have been some release windows for the Smash Bros. Game. The 3DS version is going to be coming out this summer, and the Wii U version isn't going to be released until winter. Why such a far space within the 2? I truthfully have no idea. But I'll get back to that in a minute. So apparently, Lord David, well, 5 years ago, or something like that, he was pissed for being the Marquis of Athlum because he felt like being the Marquis was just too much responsibility and yada, pretty much the typical teenage stuff, if you can catch my drift. But anyways, he came here and learned that another person also uses this place as a sort of a hideaway, and yeah, that's how the 2 of them first met. And the girl's name, I don't think it was even mentioned in the first place. Now for the next enemy we have to face here, and if you don't fight it now, you'll have to fight it later alongside the boss. And this enemy is known as Karma. Karma is a... It's something. It's something quite painful if you take it the wrong way. And it can come back and bite you hard. And I mean hard. I know. I've heard of it happening and I've seen it happening too. Do you believe in karma? I sure do. Almost forgetting myself again. But anyways, if you too believe in karma, sound off in the comments section below and feel free to share some examples of karma that has happened to you or friends, family. It could be good or bad. It doesn't really matter to me, just feel free to share it. Any karma moments. Now back to the whole Smash Brothers thing. The 3DS version I know is being released this summer, like I previously stated, with the U. I'm so freaking happy. Hippity bloody Ray. I want it now. I'm most definitely getting the 3DS version and the Wii U version. I'm getting both, okay? I want to get both versions of the game because both of them offer some unique content. Especially when it comes to stages and a particular game mode that was only released, that's only going to be released on the 3DS version. As for the stages themselves, the stages, depending on which version you're looking at, is going to be focusing either on handheld games or the console games. For the 3DS, obviously they're going to be focusing on the handheld games, and the Wii U version is going to be focusing more on consoles. Now, for another thing that Smash Bros. Also revealed is that transformation characters, well, they're no longer going to have the transformation ability.
Yeah!
Instead, those transformation counterparts, such as Zelda, Sheik, Samus, and Zero Suit Samus, they're now separate characters. I find that awesome. I don't mind. I mean, I didn't mind having to focus on two different movesets, depending on which character I was playing as. Heck, I felt like I mastered Zero Suit Samus, especially her third jump ability, or recovery ability. I mean, it's not the traditional up B ability, it's actually the opposite. It's down in B. That's how you perform your recovery. Well, at least that's how it is with me. I mean, it's supposed to function as another move, but it's also useful as a recovery move. Now for the situation at hand, Lord David is basically talking about the time that he spent with the girl and whatnot, what happened between them during the times that they spent together, and how often they came out here to see each other and talk to each other and explain their situations and yada. And also, the girl didn't change her opinion on Lord David, even after finding out that he is the Marquis of Athlon. That's nice. Very nice to see within a woman. Now for these enemies right here. They're kinda new, but they're not one of the three bosses like I thought they were. They are actually entirely different enemies, because you'll actually see more of them floating around as you're moving across the watery area of this place, which name I can't even pronounce, which is really stupid because it's one of my favorite areas in the game. In fact, it is.
That's a strong one.
Excuse me. Now, what did I mean when it came to its own separate game mode when it comes to the Smash Bros. On 3DS? Well, there's going to be a rush mode for the 3DS version of Smash Bros. For the 3DS. And yeah, it looks interesting. It looks like a mix between Smash Bros. And Kirby Air Ride in the City Trial. That is freaking awesome. And yeah, looking forward to the new Smash Bros. Game. I want it now! I need it now! I need it now! Okay, now to concentrate on the boss at hand. It is known as Dharma? Drama? I have no idea. It's a DH. It's weird. It looks like a Grand Beetle, so why don't we just call it that? It's a Grand Beetle. Why the heck not? So anyways, apparently this monster provides some sort of significance within the backstory of Lord David and his potential girlfriend. But, more into that later after we defeat it. If you haven't defeated the other two rare or more or less regular monsters floating around, the Karma Butterfly and the Werewolf thing, the Alma, yeah, if you don't defeat them earlier, if you didn't defeat them earlier and you chose to avoid them, you'll have to fight them now. I know I said that before, but I felt like saying it again because, well, it's important. That's why. Importance is key. And I'm hungry. I did eat some lunch earlier, you know, the usual lunch that I normally eat every day, but whatever. Well, okay, I don't eat lunch every day, and breakfast, I don't eat breakfast every day either. That's pretty bad, but that's just me, I suppose. Sometimes I just don't feel like eating breakfast or lunch. I just wait until dinner. That's not really good for you, though. It's not a good idea to skip breakfast or lunch. It's a better idea to eat 6 smaller meals a day as opposed to one big one later. Because I hear that it gives your body the metabolism it needs to burn off the calories throughout the day. And I do believe this is true. And, yeah. Now for the enemy itself, it's not too hard. It acts just like a regular Grand Beetle, so nothing to worry about. Enemy is destroyed. Quite literally, no problem at all. And with that, the side quest is now finally complete. And with this, we've learned of Lord David's greatest regret of all. On the last night that he and his girlfriend met, or something like that, or sometime before or after. Yeah, it was after their last meeting. Lord David learned that Athlum came under attack. Several monsters got into Athlum, and his so-called girlfriend was one of the victims who was killed. And his greatest regret of all is that he wasn't there to defend Athlum when it came under siege. And also, he wished he had the permission to use the gay Bolg at the time that Snivy had control of Athlum. So yeah. After that, Lord David made a promise to her, kind of after her dying wish, that he would return to their meeting place once again, after Athlum has proven itself to be an independent state or something like that. And proven to her that Athlum can be a magnificent place to live, or be, or whatever. It's a small step, but Athlum is becoming one of the greatest and most powerful nations in the world, as far as this game is concerned. But, since that side quest is done, I would normally end the video here, but we're actually going to be knocking out the last 2 side quests in the game. And the last 2 side quests, one takes place here in the Underworld, and the other one opens up after you finish up all other side quests in the game, unless you're playing the PC version, which at Hatred's End is not required. So yeah, just thought I'd bring that up. Now for this particular side quest, you're going to be running around Underworld and going treasure hunting. But thankfully, the treasure hunt isn't that complicated and you don't have to go into very many places. It all takes place right here in Underworld, and you don't really need to go anywhere. But you do need at least 400,000 gold, I think, that or 450,000. One of the two. It's a very expensive side quest. You gotta have a lot of money here. Why? Because a lot of items here on the black market are incredibly expensive. They really, really are, but they can help you along the way, depending on which item you get. They're not randomized either, but But hey, it really depends on the use of the item. The first item, we get Snake Bite. It is a new formation, and I know I haven't shown it off, but I know I've pulled it up briefly while creating unions and going through stuff. In fact, I don't think I even showed it off at all. I don't really care. Whatever, Snakebite, not really the greatest formation, but whatever, it's there. It's there, it's ours now, so nothing really to worry about. For the next thing, we get the Shards formula. Blah. For the next item on the black market, we get the Shards formula, which allows Rush to use shards. Very nice. In other words, it allows Rush to use item arts. Item arts such as Landmine and some other item arts, which I forgot to mention. What I forgot off the top of my head. For the third item up on the black market today, we have a new weapon. It's a new sword. This weapon can be asked for by one of two people from what I've experienced. But basically any Mitra, aka human, can ask for this weapon. And two very specific people I know asked for this weapon. One person was Lord David, and that was during my last playthrough before I began this one for the Let's Play. And this playthrough, Gabriel asked for the sword. Which is fine. I don't really care. He can use it if he wants. And with that, we have the last item on the black market. And it is the Spear of something? I honestly can't remember, and I really don't care anymore. But anyways, oh yeah, it's called the Spear of Origin. The Spear of Origin is now ours again. We gave it to Glenn. Shoot, I forgot her name. But anyways, we completed her side quest. Her side quest is now done. And I think after a certain point you can talk to her and gain her parameter bonus too, but I didn't gain it here. Now for the very last side quest in the game. This will not take long at all. This side quest is none other than Things Unchangeable. All you have to do is just listen to this woman tell her story. Or more or less, just read it. And the story is basically saying throughout all your adventures you have made a very big difference amongst many people's lives. And you should be very happy to have made such a difference and such an impact on these people. And for our reward, well, I will show you in a second as soon as it's done. There. 1 million gold and the Dream's Edge. That's it. That's the last side quest in the game. Our final reward is 1 million gold and the Dream's Edge. I thought it was a weapon at first because of the name alone, but it actually turned out to be a special item. And I don't really know if it does anything, it's just there. It's like getting a certificate saying you completed something. But anyways, I'm out of time for now. This is Snivy. Let's play The Last Remnant. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like. Next time, we're going to be heading into the third path and see what lurks within it.